Welcome back to the Top Shelf Literary Editions. This is episode 56. Thank you for joining me on this series. I do enjoy sharing my book collection with you. My name is Ernest Whiteman III. I'm a Northern Arapaho filmmaker, artist, writer, and media educator. How could I forget all that? I've been doing this introduction for 56 episodes now, plus the Criterion DVD review series, and sometimes it just doesn't come out right. We're taking a look at the top shelf of my book collection. I have a pre-selected book. I'll give you a short synopsis, a review if I've read it, and a reason why I purchased the edition or got the edition. Today's book is The Empress Dowager Cixi by Jung Chang. I bought this book maybe 2 years ago because the cover intrigued me. I like Chinese history, and one of the things I've noted about Chinese history is that almost throughout Chinese history, the way they solved everything was to replace the emperor with just another emperor, and that really didn't solve things. But when I found out that Cixi sort of was the catalyst for the modernization of China, getting rid of all the traditions for Chinese women, and promoting education and modernization, including the army and the navy, very much interested me. She started as a concubine and sort of married to the emperor. And when he passed away, she made a deal with the emperor's wife that she would take over while the son was raised. And it's pretty interesting how those political machinations happened. And it's great reading about how many underestimated her. And the only one who didn't underestimate her was the empress. And she would sit behind a screen and make dictations because she couldn't be looked at by men, and dictate orders and things to the prime ministers and the ministers of the palace. And I'm only about halfway through this, but it tells her whole life. And what's interesting about this is that this is the first, I wouldn't say unbiased, but balanced biography. Most biographies of Cixi play up the concubine aspects, making her this treacherous, malevolent, I can't think of a really polite term, where a woman uses her sexuality to get what she wants. That she was sleeping with everybody that she came in contact with. And the reason of that, this author posits, is that most of her biographies were written and informed by a lot of her competitors, the people that opposed her. And so that's this mark of, the dragon lady came to being because of this. Which is totally unfair, but not unlike what I've seen happen among Native American tribes and tribal politics, especially the tribal politics of my own Northern Arapaho people, wherein a woman rises to power based on her merits. The story goes around that they've slept their way to the top. And that was rampant when I was a young person still living on the reservation. And I guess that's another thing that sort of connected me to this, is that it made me really view those things, those old stories, with a large grain of salt. It just made me really irked and upset at how not only could a people do this to a woman in their own history, but how my tribe could do this to the women of their own tribe. And it still happens today, unfortunately. But that's the connection I see to this book, The Empress Dowager Cixi, by Jung Chang, and that's on today's top shelf. Thanks for joining me. I will catch you next time.